Guys, welcome back to NSK TV, and I'm here with the living legend, Leighton. Thank you so much for being on NSK TV. I mean, you are the star of NSK TV. You're on there all the time anyway, you know.
Stop it.
Your Move It Mondays are some of our most popular videos. Like, absolutely everybody loves it. But seriously, thanks very much for being on here, Leighton. I really appreciate it.
I'm glad they're enjoying the Move It Mondays, because I don't move much on a Tuesday after making it.
Honestly, you know that I've got two kids. I've got a 5-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son, and my son especially, but also my daughter. They're just like, oh my gosh, it's Monday. It's Move It Monday with Leighton. They absolutely love it. And you know, when I've heard so many people say that your videos that you're doing are better than Joe Wicks. Now I know you're not the sort of person to agree or disagree with that, but
I'm not going to make any statement on that, Craig. But people can feel free to keep saying it.
So, tell me a bit about yourself. You've been working with NSK. You've been working for Non-Stop Kids as of the time of this interview for about 6 months, I'd say. Is that right? Something like that? 6 months to a year?
About 6 months. I think it was November. I did my first party in 2019.
Yeah. So about 6 months. So,
Yeah.
But you've been involved in entertainment and performing arts your whole life. I mean, this is something that you've.
Yeah.
Tell us about your history, where you got, how you got into this crazy industry, you know, everything. Tell us all about you.
Right. How long do you want this to go on for?
Mate, as long as you want.
Yeah. So I'm a trained dancer by trade, which is something I did only because my brother's like 9 years older than me, and my cousins used to live at the end of the street, and they were like 6 months, 12 months difference between us. So on a Friday night, I used to go and sleep over with them. But Saturday morning, they all had dance classes, so I had to get up and go to their dance classes, and then sit in the corner of the social club colouring in beer mats because I wasn't involved, waiting for them to finish. And then it got suggested that I join in with the class and just do it, which my dad said, yeah, he can do it, he'd give it up in 2 weeks. And then I continued to dance to this very day. And that was kind of where my interest got in performing. Did medals, did competitions, did a reasonably well successful competition career. In Latin and ballroom, I made it to the top 60 youth in the world.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. You don't get any medals at that stage, but to go and to make them sort of numbers at the Blackpool, you feel pretty proud when hundreds of people are turning up, like thousands of people are turning up for the British at Blackpool. So, yeah.
That's brilliant.
That side of things. And I wasn't performing until I was actually more like 17. I got contacted by Warner Holidays on the Isle of Wight.
Okay.
To go and do a demonstration. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, me and my dance partner, yeah. And then I kind of got there and they explained, so yes, we need you to fill half an hour. And I'm like, what? Our dances are only like 3 minutes long and we got 5 dances. Oh yeah, what they normally do, they normally get on the microphone and talk between costume changes and stuff. And I was 17 doing my first demonstration, and they're talking about pros that are in their late 20s, 30s. So I was a bit, and I grabbed the mic and I just started ad-libbing and making some jokes up on the spot to get through this gap, and then kind of realised like, that was pretty cool. Enjoyed that. That was as enjoyable as doing the dancing side of things.
That's cool.
And then, cutting the story as quickly as possible, I did a few more of those sort of things, and then my dance career hit a brick wall where I lost a dance partner due to the fact she didn't have the correct visas. So she was from Russia, so she had to go back home before we actually made it to the competition floor. And then got another dance partner who was from Australia, and then before we got to the dance floor, she joined some cult and disappeared off the face of the earth.
What?
Yeah, just crazy stuff. She started hanging around with these people, then she never left these people, and she didn't she just came up her dance career. So I was off the competition floor for what is classed as too long. Basically, you're a new face. So I got offered a job in Hong Kong teaching. Do you want to take the next level? You're sort of like 19 years age, a good experience dancer, money that I've never experienced before. Because they were like, oh, you're going to make like £2,000 a month. Like, what? I'm making like £700 living in London at the minute. I can barely get through the month. Yeah, I'll go for that. And then when I got to Hong Kong, I found out £2,000 a month in Hong Kong is the same as earning £700 a month in London. It doesn't really work. So I did that for 6 months. Didn't work out. It was an adventure. Had to come back to the UK. And then as I was coming back and talking to friends, one of them had gone off holiday repping as a kids rep. And they were like, it's mid-season. We've had loads of people drop out. They're desperate for people. And that's when I really got into entertaining and stuff. I managed to grab a job. I went out to Cyprus to finish the season for 3 months, running a kids club. And then I stayed in Cyprus for about 11 years.
Wow.
Going into hotels as an hotel, what they class as animator, which is basically a red coat, but in the sun. Running the water polos and stuff like that. And then in the winter, I was running tea dances because it was a much older clientele. And then eventually started my own business out there, where I was employing the staff. I had myself, I think it was 7 hotels at one point, where I was either providing them with a full daytime program, an evening program, or their evening entertainment. So I had singers and dancers. I produced and choreographed the shows along with some other dancers that I had on my books at the time. And yeah, I had a boy band, a girl band, dance shows, and resident entertainers. And I was writing all their training manuals and training them all and everything. And then the recession in Cyprus, lots of Russian companies were coming over and they were charging like £80 for a show with 4 people in, and what I was paying my staff just wouldn't cover it. I was paying for their flats and accommodation. They had food allowance through me and I just couldn't cover it anymore. So a girl I was dancing with in the shows was wanting to leave and try and get on the cruise ship. So I said to her, do you mind if I pack the business up, leave while I'm ahead and come and try and do the cruise ships with you? And she was like, yeah, why not? Let's do it. So came back to the UK and then went to try and get on cruise ships. And the only work that we could get was teaching dance to sort of like the social dancers, just as a dance host. And it only paid your expenses, but we were living on cruise ships, got all our food and everything paid for. It meant I didn't have to go back and live with my parents at that age, which is something you never really want to go back to doing. But from there we said, well, we can't get in the cast. They're not looking for Latin and ballroom dancers in their shows. How about we look to start putting our own numbers together and performing on the ship? So we were starting to perform in the atriums or here, got the ship to give us 1 dance spots or 2 dance spots. And then by a chance meeting, we ended up having a chat with a guy, just having a coffee, didn't realise who he was. It turns out he's one of the biggest cruise agents in the world. He provides for every cruise line.
Wow.
And he was asking about shows and have you thought about a show? And I was like, yeah, we've thought about a show. We're planning this show at the minute. We're working on this. And we did it all and everything. This big spiel with him. And at the end of it, we said goodbye to him. And the girl I was dancing with, who was actually now my wife and the mother of my children, what show were you talking about? I was like, the show we're going to go and put together now. And so we produced this show, which had illusions in it and acrobatic, adagio work, stuff we've never done before, but we went off and learnt it and made it happen. And we had quick change illusion in there. We self-taught ourselves adagio lift work. So I was pressaging my wife on one arm and spinning her around my neck. And it was an awesome show. Absolutely awesome show. And we then went on to perform that for 7 years, flying from ship to ship. And we spent 10 weeks of the year in the UK and the rest of the time just going from cruise line to cruise line, performing our own show that we made up over coffee in a random conversation.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we got some great memories from it.
And so how did you get from there, from that 7-year stint to where you are now?
So before I ended up my bit in Cyprus running my own business, I did come back to the UK for a short period and set up a kids party business myself.
Right.
So I was doing kids parties off my own back because that's kind of what I knew to do.
Yeah.
And that grew and grew to the point that I got in with a community centre, and they said, well, we'll make you our entertainer and we push it. And we say, oh, you get the room and this entertainer for that price. If you're able to take that, we get a little bit more out of it. And I was providing everything. I was doing the food. I was catering hundreds of sandwiches on a Friday night and a Saturday night. So I was doing anything from 2 to 4 parties per day. So I've done 8 parties in a weekend before because I was literally just going from room to room. There was no packing down my equipment. My equipment just lived at this community centre, and I just walked straight into a room and did a party.
Wow.
And then that just gave me the drive to then go back to doing the hotel stuff. This business grew, but my ambition was still to be in Cyprus. So that's how I got to there. So then when I come back to Cyprus, it's like, well, my wife's pregnant. We can't do our show. How are we going to make any money? I'll go back to how I started, go back to where my business began, which was children's parties. And then I was doing that before coming across to yourselves and going, can you make me busier?
Oh man, you have had such an interesting life. You really have. Like,
thank you.
You know, half of the things that you've just described there, people would be like, oh my gosh, I'd love to do that. That's awesome. Now, the other thing, as well as being an awesome dancer, great kids entertainer, very good magician, one of the things that, if anybody's seen you on NSK TV, will know you're a phenomenal balloon modeler. Like, in Non-Stop Kids, we've got so many entertainers. And some of them are great balloon modelers. Some of them are terrible balloon modelers. I'm one of the terrible balloon modelers, as you know. I'm just dreadful. But you're like, I'd say, in the top 3, if not like the top. I mean, I don't know what Cy Peddle would have me say if I said you were the top, but you're definitely
I'm leaving Cy. Cy can have that perch. Cy's awesome.
But I mean, your balloons are amazing. I mean, your balloons are amazing. How did that come about? Is that something you learned when you were in Cyprus?
No, it's something. To be honest with you, I've only been balloon modelling. I started balloon modelling Christmas 2018.
Wow.
Yeah. And the only reason I started doing it was I was doing, like, when you get a children's entertainer, they can do dogs and flowers. Yeah. So I could do dogs and flowers, but I never classed myself as a balloon modeler doing that. That's the bare essentials.
Yeah.
So I never classed that. But I wanted to do more because I could see other people making these amazing things. I was like, oh, I want to do that. So I took Christmas as an advantage and went to the point of, instead of getting my wife an advent calendar, I made her a balloon every day. So I was teaching myself a new balloon every night. When she went to bed, I was sitting down with something either off Pinterest and going through the step-by-step stages and the sheet that was on there to copy, or somebody's tutorial on YouTube. I was like just teaching myself a new model every day so that she came downstairs and had a new balloon model. And that was, for the first week, 1 balloon, then it became 2 balloons and 3 balloons and more balloons. And then by the new year, I was addicted. And I actually think it was my dancing that's made it easier for me, because a lot of people say, I don't remember how to make. How do you remember them all? And I think it's kind of like choreography, because we're not performing now, not learning new dance shows. It's kind of filling that empty space in my brain, twisting and bending and knowing that goes that far. It's kind of roughly footwork and arms. I'm just replacing it with another pattern.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. And you've got yourself to a point now where you can literally, somebody can say something to you and you can make it, can't you? Like, you don't need instructions anymore. You can pretty much make anything that somebody asks.
Yeah, I don't use instruction anymore. I don't watch tutorials anymore. I look at people. I've got to the point now where I could look, say, if Cy Pedal made a new balloon, I'd look at the picture for a bit and I can start working the twist backwards. And then once I've worked it backwards, I can then go the other way. So looking at people's photos and pictures of other models, I can decipher. And yeah, I'm not how confident I'm saying I can make anything what anybody asks for, but I've been asked for some unusual stuff at events and made it happen, because you can't learn on the spot. If they ask for it, they want it.
That's brilliant. Yeah. Oh man. Well, for me, like I say, I'm a terrible balloon modeler. My go-to is if somebody says something outside of my 4 balloons that I can make. Can you make a dolphin? Oh, I'm sorry, I've got no special dolphin balloons with me at the moment. So I'm just going to have to, stick with the dog. There you go. It's a dog.
Just tell him you're going to make him the best dolphin in the world ever. And the reason it's the best dolphin in the world ever is because it's going to a birthday party, and it's a fancy dress birthday party, and he's gone dressed as a dog.
Love it. There you go. That's my new
excuse.
Brilliant. Here's another question for you. Back to dance, because obviously that's your passion. You've been doing that a long time. Blah blah blah. Won lots of awards and so on and so forth. I know there's a lot of parents that are going to be watching this that have young children, boys and girls, that would like to become professional dancers or would like to do more dance. What advice would you give somebody who wants to take dance more seriously beyond, doing it, just for fun? You know what I mean? If somebody wants to become more of no, I'm not going to say professional dancer, but maybe a professional dancer, but somebody who wants to take dance more seriously, what advice would you give them?
My advice is that the kid wants to take it more serious. One thing I saw going through my career at a younger age is a lot of parents want the kids to take it serious, and the kids then aren't committed to it. They're not interested. It's got to be something the kids want. And if the kids want to take it more serious, you've got to look into your teachers and your schools, because one problem with finding dance teachers and dance schools is there are qualifications that you need to be a successful dance teacher, but it's not policed. So anybody can teach you, anybody can set up a school, but if you want the kid to go to the next level, if they aren't following the regulations or haven't got the qualifications, your children can't take the exams and do the competitions to move forward. So it's making sure that you're going to a creditable school that can provide you with that. You definitely want your children to be going into their exams and their grades, because it's a great thing to build up their confidence on achieving these, but also the skills that they're going to need to move further forward and building in preparation, making sure that they're going in and learning to a goal. It's very hard to go in and learn something if it's not for a reason, if there's no goal at the end of it, no achievement.
Yeah, that makes sense. I totally relate to that as well, because my son does magic, and
he puts most magicians to shame.
Well, yeah, he's really good, but
he's on your toes.
He does. He's better than me. But he when I didn't want. My dad used to make me learn about air modeling, making balsa airplanes, and I hated it, and it used to just annoy the hell out of me, and it turned me off it. And I said to my wife, I said, if Ryland wants to learn magic, I'll teach it him, but he's got to come to me and he's got to be passionate about it. I'm never going to, because I think he wouldn't be where he is now if I had to force him to practice every 5 minutes,
Yeah. And we've got 2 kids, a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old, and everyone keeps going, they're going to be dancers. And our concept is, if he wants to be a dancer, he'll be a dancer. But what we're trying to do, not at the minute, because everything's been shut down, but pre-lockdown was, we had him going to gymnastics classes, we had him going to football classes. We were putting him in as many different activities as possible to show him as many options. And then one day he'd go, I just want to concentrate on that. So
yeah. And
then we stop all the other stuff and plough him into what he wants to do. And so he was going gymnastics, dance and football. And as soon as possible, expose them to as many different things, and then give them a choice to find out what they want to do.
That's a good idea. That's really cool.
I feel like we're getting a bit serious and a bit deep now.
Well, I'm going to lighten it up now. Here's a question for you. You've obviously got a lot of experience doing kids' parties, both for Non-Stop Kids and also yourself.
Yeah.
So, big question here. What one tip would you give a parent planning a birthday party to make sure that it's a massive success? Because a lot of people who book Non-Stop Kids, when they ring us up, they're like, oh, we've never planned a party before. We want it to be successful. And you know, they book us because they want us to make it something special for their children, which we do. But what piece of advice can you give them to make sure that their child's birthday is a success?
Oh, just picking one thing. The one thing which is easy to say and not always to do is to relax and let us do it.
Yeah.
It's very easy to say stay relaxed, because the pressure on parents to give them their children what they want, which is to have the best time, the most amazing birthday possible. Sometimes when we turn up to do a party, that's very obvious that the parent is trying too hard and that they're still trying to run around and organise 1,000,001 things. But once the kids are in that room, as long as there's a cake with some candles on and some party rings and some jam sandwiches, pretty much everything else is sorted. Just try and enjoy it yourself. Relax and try and enjoy the moment yourself.
And that's a really good piece of advice. I like that. And what would you say? I mean, obviously everybody's got their own opinion, but what would you say is the best package for people to book? Because there's all these different theme packages. There's disco packages. There's workshops. There's hassle-free. There's all different things. You've done a lot of these different packages, and probably packages of your own that we don't even do.
Yeah.
What would you say is the package that a new parent should go for, in your opinion?
I just love the classic party. Just a straightforward turn up, party dances and games, and let the party create itself. The themes are brilliant, like having a princess party and build teddy bear, and there's so much choice out there for kids nowadays when it comes to having these parties. And you're trying to force all the kids that turn up to this princess party to get into a princess spirit, but some of the boys or some of the girls don't want to get into it. The theme doesn't suit all the guests. And that's why I love just a classic, straightforward, hassle-free party, just music, games, disco, and let what happen because all the kids are interested in it.
Yeah, I totally agree. It reminds me of a picture I saw on the internet once, and it was at a birthday party, and there were like 20 or 30 girls, and they were all sitting down in little princess dresses, and they all had different princess dresses on. And then there was this one cute little blonde-haired girl, probably 5, 6 years old, and she had a full-on Batman costume on. And it said at the top, in a world of princesses, dare to be Batman.
Yeah, love it.
It's like, that's amazing. That's brilliant. Okay. So I'm going to try and do something with you right now. We've been doing this with all of our entertainers. This is a bit of fun. I've got a list of rapid fire questions. Okay, nothing difficult. It's not going to be nuclear physics or maths or anything like that. Rapid fire questions, simple, rapid fire questions. I'm going to ask you as many questions as I can in 3 minutes. And you have to try and answer as many as you can. And Luke is keeping track of this, and we're having a scoreboard of which entertainers have answered the most questions.
Are these like proper, like, general knowledge questions?
No, nothing general knowledge. They'll be really easy for you to answer. It's merely based on your opinion, but you want to answer them as quickly as you can. I'm currently in the lead. I think it's David Burgess, and we can't have anyone from Liverpool winning anything, I'm afraid. So we need you to step up.
Is he a Reds fan as well?
Huh?
Is he a Reds fan as well?
He is, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll do my best.
Yeah, do it for me. So I'm going to read you out these questions. Rapid fire. Try and answer them as quickly as you can. Are you ready?
As I can be.
Okay, here we go. On your marks, get set, go. If you could buy any food right now, what would you buy?
Dominoes, always Dominoes.
I love it. What colour is your toothbrush?
White with a blue ring around the neck.
Perfect. If you could be any animal, what would you be and why?
Chimpanzee, because I do their best impression.
Love it. What is one thing that you would put on your bucket list that you haven't achieved yet?
Oh, Madagascar. I'd love to do a trip to Madagascar.
Great. What's your favourite superhero and why?
Daredevil, most believable.
Love it. Totally agree with you as well, by the way. What's your favourite summer activity?
Beach with the kids.
Perfect. If a movie was made of your life, what genre would it be and who would play you?
At times it'd be a horror. Well, look at this face. Brad Pitt.
Who else? Who else? If you could be any flavour of ice cream, what ice cream flavour would you be and why?
Oh, ice cream flavour and why?
Tough one.
It is a tough one. I've never put my personality into ice cream flavours before. I'd be a Ben and Jerry's because I'm full of little surprises.
Love it. Love it. I love that. Worth the wait.
Straight out of my head.
Are you a morning or a night person?
Night person.
Okay. If you could go anywhere in the world with your family to wait out the rest of the lockdown, where would you go and why?
I might as well do Madagascar. It's on my bucket list.
Perfect. What's your favourite hobby?
My favourite hobby?
Yeah.
Comic books.
Perfect. I didn't know. That's cool. What's one of your weird quirks?
Some people think comic books.
What's the one thing that annoys you the most?
Lack of effort.
What's the one thing? What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
An iguana egg.
Really? My God.
Yeah, with an iguana.
Okay. If you could trade lives with anyone for a day, who would it be and why?
Donald Trump, 'cause I would like to get away with talking nonsense for once.
Brilliant. What's your favourite joke?
Favourite joke? What's this?
Yep.
Elephant on a moped.
Where would you go if you were invisible?
Oh, I won't answer that one.
You know what? Most people skip that one, funnily enough. What thing are you most afraid of?
Rats.
Okay, really? Okay, there you go. What is your lifelong dream?
Oh, I've achieved it. I always wanted to be a dad.
Nice. I love that. I love that. That's absolutely brilliant. What's your favourite Halloween costume?
Oh, I try and change every year, but the crow. I've always been happy with the crow.
Okay, like that. What's your least favourite beverage?
Least favourite beverage? Vodka.
Okay, and finally, if you were stranded on a tropical island, what two things would you want with you?
I'm going to have to ditch the wife and take the boys.
There you go. That's awesome. But, mate, that was really cool. That was really cool. And I didn't know. I learned something new every day. I didn't know you into comics. That's very cool. Last thing. I've been getting all of our entertainers to do this. Now, obviously, you're a dancer. You're a kids entertainer. You're a balloon modeler. You have many, many skills. One thing that I've found that most kids entertainers in Non-Stop Kids aren't very good at is impressions. So I want to know if you've got, well, I want you to do an impression for us to finish off. It can be any impression. It can be something that you think is really good or whatever. It doesn't really matter. However bad it is, it's not going to be as bad as Kieran's impression of Donald Trump. Trust me. You can do any impression you want to.
Okay.
Give us your best impression.
I feel the pressure now. This is the only impression I can do. Okay, it's not the chimpanzee. Hey, Jackie, let's get out of it.
That's brilliant. Oh my gosh.
I'm Scooby Snack. And I can only say, Jaggy, let's get out of it, and I want us to Gooby Snack. I can't do anything else.
I don't care. That's the best impression that we've had so far. That was absolutely amazing. Leighton, thank you so much for joining us on this. This was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. Now, obviously, mate, you were amazing. Now, what I want you to do before we finish, very, very quickly, is obviously people watching this can book you via Non-Stop Kids Entertainment. However, you also have your own stuff going on as well outside of Non-Stop Kids. So how do people find out about you outside of Non-Stop Kids if they want to, you know, come and find you directly? What do they do? Is there a Facebook or is there where do you find it?
On Facebook. That's fine on Facebook or on Instagram. Epic Extras. No E on extra.
Perfect. Is there a website?
There's no website, just Facebook and Instagram.
Perfect. So follow Leighton on Facebook and Instagram. Epic Extras.
Yeah, Epic Extras. No E on the extra.
No E on the extra.
Just extra.
Love it. Very street. And obviously you can find out more about Leighton on Non-Stop Kids Entertainment. Leighton, thank you so much. Before we go, impart one word of wisdom. Give everyone one final nugget. One big piece of advice with all your years of experience traveling around the world.
The only thing advice I can give out is what I've lived by, is get back up and keep going.
Love it. Absolutely love it. That's very true. Guys, that's it. Please don't forget to follow us on Facebook. We put videos up every single day. Also follow us on YouTube, nonstopkids.co.uk. If you want a virtual party with Leighton, contact us. Whatever you want, we are here for you. We're uploading every single day. But Leighton, once again, thank you so much for being a part of this. You were amazing.
You're welcome. Absolute pleasure.
And guys, thanks very much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye, everybody.